Hello, my name is Cark82 and welcome back to our GregTech Horizons Season 2. We are just crafting up all the space-time that we're going to need for these coil blocks. I have just under 500 left. That is slightly deceiving because it does take quite a while to get the 9 ingots per coil, I think it is. Is that what it was? I don't remember the exact math. I think it's 9. Yeah, so 8 and then 1. Yeah. So it takes 9 ingots, and then each ingot is crafted up at 40. So what is that? There's 4 working on it though, so it is off a little bit. So I guess that's like 90 seconds. Every 90 seconds we get 1. Well, you times that by 500, and it turns into quite a few hours. So it is morning. I just started recording this after right before I have to actually work. And then we'll come back, 8 or 9 hours later, let the world run. I could, in theory, craft up more DTPFs, but at this point, we would have to spend multiple hours crafting up the hypogen that we need for the coils and the circuits. So it kind of feels like the diminishing returns of how much time we would save by adding 1 extra DTPF are kind of outweighed at this point. I think it's better to just spend the time crafting up the space-time, and then we'll finally get it upgraded. We'll probably start with this one, maybe. And then with that, we'll be able to use that one to craft up the space-time for the other coils. I do believe it is going to actually be quicker crafting up the space-time on 1 DTPF, an upgraded one. So we're going to upgrade it to this recipe. So every 20 seconds, we're going to get 4 ingots, whereas right now it's 1 ingot every 40 seconds. So I do think just having the 1 upgraded DTPF is actually going to be quicker. It's still going to take quite a while to get the coils, but don't forget we are sharing coils. So the next one, we need a few hundred coils less. And the other cool thing that is going to speed it up is that the actual resources are cheaper. So we are going to be using less infinity, less of the residue, and no hypogen. So that is going to drastically reduce the amount of time, because a lot of the time required for this, we were having to craft up infinity and hypogen as well. So a lot of the time was spent doing that, not just the space-time. So that is kind of the plan. We'll upgrade this one, and then I will work on upgrading the coils. And then each DTPF we add, it's going to get quicker and quicker to build them. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So I think, like I said, I'm just going to let the world run throughout the day, and we'll come back in about 9 hours, I would say. All right, we are back, and it is 12 hours after I recorded last, later in the day, and we got our Eternal Coil blocks. So there we go. Was a journey. It's funny, when I originally looked at these recipes, I figured the optical mainframes were going to be the most annoying bit, but it was actually just the space-time. And yeah, probably maybe could have crafted up more DTPFs, but I feel like you get to a point where the time used to craft up the coils and stuff is not outweighing just letting the 4 of them craft up the space-time. So there's probably like an ideal thing. It just felt like 4 was decent. I mean, I do think it was like overall, I would say probably like three days of just running the the world, just letting the world run for like 3 straight days. I mean, I was doing some other stuff. I wasn't staring at the screen the entire time, but yeah, that was that is that. All right, I do need to get out my thing here. I probably should charge it up. I forgot to do that. And then get to switching out all these. I think I turned that off so it doesn't pop up. It just kind of I don't ever use it, so it's just kind of causing noise places that I do use. Debating whether to get rid of the freezer. Not get rid of it, just, don't have it show when I do that. I have turned a bunch of them off. But I think we're good. So we'll have to do this. Ooh, I did think I do need to craft up a item. We're gonna need this, so I might as well not that. I think it's 9 of these. Let me just double check that really quick. So when we upgrade this, we're gonna be able to get the more efficient recipe, but I do need this hyper matrix, and I think it's just 9. Yeah, just 9 fusion things in a compressor. Probably should have gotten that going earlier. I actually didn't realize that recipe was so long. All right. I got over iridium dust. That's worrisome. No. All right. What? Why didn't that show up? Why didn't iridium show up? That's weird. Right? That's weird. I have a recipe for it. I have plenty of iridium. Why did it, and there's a recipe. I don't know what. That was weird. Alright, well there we go. Yeah, let me get 9 of those going. Actually don't know. I don't think we have to. Yeah, I don't think the DTPFs are actually running, but I could be wrong. Alright, we'll do that. Let me just, before I let or I start breaking down the coils or whatever, I want to make sure that doesn't need the recipe. Man. Oh, crazy. Our base is so big. Alright, but I'm going to start switching these out. Let's take a look at this before I'm gonna do all this off camera here, so that is trippy. Like, I hope that doesn't do I have the oh, that's yeah. I want... What's going on here? Is this not going to let me do this? Hold on. Like, why isn't it letting me set the... Isn't it letting me set the thing? Oh, it's equal trade. What am I talking about? Wrong thing. Need wand of equal trade. Why was I doing... I was doing something with the dislocation. I don't remember what it was now. Yeah, there we go. Why was I doing the dislocation? I was trying to move something, obviously. It didn't work, though, for what it's worth. I just don't remember what we were doing with it. Alright, so there we go. There is the coils. And, yeah, let me just double check this recipe. We'll come back. Unfortunately, we are going to break 3 of these because they are sharing walls. So, yeah, it is going to break break them, but we will use this one again. And I'm also going to switch. I'm going to try switching, because usually this one takes precedence with the recipe. I'm going to see if I switch that with this one and put that there, put this back there, we'll see if this input buffer takes precedence. But all right, let me get this all done and we'll be back. All right, this is definitely kind of annoying, trying to upgrade things that are sharing walls. I'm trying to figure out which part is part of this one and which part is this one. I don't know the multi-block perfectly yet. I hope. I don't think this is going to cause an issue. I don't know. I feel like we will probably have issues. I just don't want the Eternal Coils to be placed somewhere that it's not on this, because we have the exact amount. So trying to get this fully done correctly is a pain, because there is, like I said, there's extra blocks. Like, for example, this part. Well, there's two issues. One, that I do have to break some blocks because the wand of equal trade doesn't reach it. So that's annoying on its own. And then trying to do this. So this... that is that block that needs to be broken. But also... this needs to be broken because this isn't part... that isn't part of that one, I think, is what I have figured out. All right, so yeah, that's separated. This is the edge of that. And then to actually switch out the things, I have to break these. Otherwise, it won't reach those. It won't reach those coils. So this is definitely something. Yeah, I do wish there was an easier way to do this. Maybe in the future, someone smarter than me will figure out how to come up with that. But I think that should be like that whole bit done. I usually just go over it really quick. It does reach all of them. But stuff like this, you got to be careful, because I don't want it to connect. So I think... this is... oh, Lord. See, it's getting so confusing. This is so confusing right here in the middle where four of them are... I was like, I don't know which one's which. Part of me is like, should I just break this whole thing down and then break this whole thing down and rebuild it? I don't know. Because that is a nightmare trying to figure this. All right, I may actually just put these back and we'll come back to this at the end. And then I'll try to figure out what block is which there, because that is a pain. Basically, I'm just trying to emulate this side. I'm just trying to emulate that, but for over here, and it's just making my brain hurt. I think that's correct. I think I got it correct there. Alright, anyway, this is going to take me some time to figure out without me just breaking down everything. Okay, I think I have figured this out. We shall see. Once I think this is the last little bit we need to upgrade here. And This is the last of the coils, so I'm hoping I don't have any like leftover, or I hope we don't have any coils. All right, actually, I know for a fact we actually did it correct because there is 12 left to cover up this part. Now, does that mean this is gonna form correctly? I don't know, but I think I got it. Once you kind of got a feel for it, you kind of realized which coils were part of one, and I just kind of went with that. So I knew those were part of that one, and I knew there were some extra coils here and stuff. So, all right. Yes, I am delaying checking to see if this formed because I don't want to be sad. Here we go. I don't want to look. All right, there we go. It looks like it actually formed. All right, I think we got it. All right, I think we actually got it. So I do think I want to switch this though, because I want to see if this actually makes a difference. Also, I think I'm going to use those hypogen coils to upgrade our mega and the blast smelter. That might make a little bit of a difference. All right. So let me grab this stuff out. Man, I can't believe I actually upgraded that correctly the very first time. I thought that part with the 4 sharing, I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna get something wrong here. All right. Obviously, I do have this set to do this. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about doing this. Because we are actually... I don't really use these anymore. Those were for before I got the input buffer, so maybe I will switch these back. We have lots of extra from wall sharing because I gave up trying to figure out the exact amounts with the new one, so I just was ballparking it. All right, so if I do this, I really just want to switch them completely to see if it prioritizes the buffer there and then that one there. So yeah, we'll just do that. Also, this is in the way, but oh well. Like, I just don't want a bunch of recipes like falling into the void here. All right, put that down. Just to get it out of my inventory. All right. Good. I think we are good. All right, there. And sometimes just doing like a simple tax here is hurting my brain. All right, let's put all these. I do need to get these back in order. Like, space-time is going to be my last priority. I think I was doing this. Quantum. I think we did quantum, then hypogen. I think that's right, because if I need to craft up hypogen, it uses the thing. Although I am going to be changing these recipes, so I kind of don't need to worry about that too much. We do need to get the new catalyst. We do have a bunch in stock, though. Let me just set this up, because as I am talking, I am getting myself kind of confused. Alright, so there's that. Active with signal. Let me just grab that lever. I think it's that one, right? Yeah. Actually, I need to... There we go. That was... And then quantum is the last, but I'm not going to put that in yet. All right, and then this. Although, like I said, I'm going to be changing these recipes, so I don't know if I need to worry about this too much. I'm just looking at this cabling and I'm like, this is annoying under here, but okay. So there is that. I think we got all that redone. So we'll see if this actually... Oh, I actually just broke those two, didn't I? Well, they're broken anyway, but they're not connected anymore because I moved that thing. Actually, let's... I'm assuming this... Yeah, it's not bound anymore. It was bound to that one, but now it's not. All right, cool. So we got that. Right. So the fusion matrix something. This thing. What's this called? Hypervisor matrix. That only took 438 seconds. So it actually wasn't anywhere near as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. But that will go in there. Do we need this one anymore? I don't know. The chromatic lens is for the other thing. That doesn't change. And apparently neither does that. So that's not a problem, but this one. So we're going to switch it to this recipe. Now this actually doesn't require the catalyst, so that one's not... Like, I can run that one, which maybe I should. We'll switch this one right away, because I don't need to wait for the DTPF or whatever to be more efficient. For this recipe. So I could just get it up and running. All right. There we go. All right, so that is way more efficient. You're losing a quarter of the infinity. And then the infinity, actually, that needs to be... I mean, all these recipes are going to have to be switched over. Do I have... I probably have infinity in the... Yeah, I have a bunch of extra infinity. Not sure how I ended up with that, to be honest. Alright, I'm getting myself mixed up here. Alright, so there is that. Yeah, I think we can actually just go and do this. Right? I think so. Because none of this stuff actually requires the catalyst. Although we do have a bunch of catalyst. Actually, is the Tesseract recipe? This recipe might have changed too. Hold on. Alright, so this is the recipe we're doing now because we didn't have the next coil. Alright, so we do actually get a better coil recipe. Lots of... Just, it's like different. Alright, let me set up this recipe. Because this is definitely better. You get... Yeah, we don't have stellar. We do have exotic, though. I do need to set up a recipe for exotic, too. Okay. Let me sort some of this stuff out. This we were getting from this. So all the space time we were getting 100 exotic catalysts from it. So we actually do have a decent amount of that. But yeah, let me switch all these recipes. All right, we got all the recipes switched out for the more efficient versions, and I did do some testing, like really minor testing here, to see if this would take priority over this hatch, because this hatch in this location was taking priority. Unfortunately, it appears that this is still going to take priority over the crafting buffer, which makes me a little bit sad. It's not the end of the world. It's just easier if I want to keep it running to do it this way. Because using like level maintainers to craft up hypogen like in a crafting buffer, it'll craft that up, and then once it finishes, like the buffer will empty out, and then this will turn off before it can like keep going with the next. So I'd rather just keep doing it this way, supply it. But it is what it is. I was kind of curious if it was checking like this one before that one, but it doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately. Oh well, not the end of the world. But I have gone ahead, like I said, upgraded all this stuff. I do have a thing of space-time in there. So we can go ahead and turn that on. We could see 20 seconds for 4 ingots of space-time now. And it doesn't require the hypogen, which really, really makes this quicker. Also, the amounts of infinity. We're going from 16 ingots of infinity per 1 space-time to 8 ingots for 4. So that is a huge difference. Half the infinity and 4 times the space-time they were getting from that. So absolutely massive. Also, this is kind of the reason I also didn't want to build a separate DTPF and keep these running, because that recipe is just so much better that I feel like if I was trying to craft up space-time in these lesser efficient ones, it would just like outdo having to craft up the extra infinity, and the hypogen would just kind of outdo the time savings we would be from just having this one upgraded and running. But yeah, so there we go. We got that. And I upgraded all the superconductor bases. I added the UIV one as well as doing that. I do need to, that just reminds me, I need to switch out the plasma recipe. I think, not plasma, exotic. I do have some from that Tesseract recipe, thankfully. But I do need to do this. Now, this exotic catalyst, we are starting to get some pretty crazy amounts of power. I have built up quite a big buffer from our Naquata fuel. It does look like we have burned through that all, but that is a pretty decent buffer. I still have a couple little things I want to do with the Naquata fuel before I do that, but our main source of power is actually the main source of power is our fuel, but this pathogen actually does create quite a bit. All right, so yeah, not sure if we'll be doing 24 buckets or 20. Well, I don't think it really matters, because it's literally like you're just saving time as opposed to running it longer. You're just crafting up faster for the exact same. I may leave that resplendent catalyst actually, because do I even have? I don't have. I'm gonna redo this. There's a couple things in here. I don't remember which. I don't know which. Just looking at this, I'm like, I'm not sure which part is crafting up the mainframes. I'm going to switch those out for optical. It's probably this. if I remember correctly. I think that is what is using the mainframes. I'd rather that use optical circuits instead now. All right, so I'm actually going to switch this out. The only reason I said that is because I think we still have a couple recipes that we'll use resplendent. I think it, to be honest, actually, I think it's just, it might just be this one. Yeah, all the other ones have been upgraded. It's just the quantum one, actually. So I'm going to leave that. I don't think there is a more efficient... No, there's literally only that one. But I do need to switch this out, I think. Yeah, because if I want to get this crafting up hypogen, I do need to switch that to exotic. All right, cool. So I'm going to get this sorted here and then get this crafting up. I'm pretty sure we have like an absolute ton of resplendent catalysts now from all the extra bonus from our discount, from like crafting up millions of... Yeah, we have a ton of resplendent catalysts, so I'm actually not going to have to worry about that. Ever, maybe. Because that quantum thing only uses... What did it use? Like, almost none. Yeah, 92 liters. So, how many? Who wants to do the math? 71,702,416 resplendent catalyst. How many quantum anomalies can we get out of that? All right, but there we go. I think that is pretty cool. Like I said, we'll switch this over. Actually, we can get this going right now. I do also need to do a new level maintainer, but let's get this up and running. Actually, do I need to do... Yeah, I need hypogen for the coils. That's right. The actual recipe. But now, and we'll probably need some for the circuits, but we no longer need hypogen for those, which is pretty amazing. Ooh, and this Eternal Singulars. Kind of forgot about those. All right, I need to get this up and running to at least get the discount going. And then... yeah, once the discount is up to 50%, we'll start crafting up everything else for the things. But it's going to take me quite a few like real life days to get the next one fully upgraded. Yeah, I think we're good. Let me just dump this in there. That should turn on. Turn that on. That'll fill up. Uh-oh. Ew. Why doesn't that want to turn on? All right. Oh. I don't think it can see that matrix in there. All right. So maybe also this is... If I want to get infinity running, I need to switch that to a 3 for the new recipe. You know what? Let's see if this works. I'll just craft up another one of these. It's easy enough. If I do this, is that what it wasn't seeing? All right. I'm actually a little unsure why that recipe is not running. We give it enough power. Exotic, infinity, molten quantum, molten neutronium. All right, interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out why that why it's not registering. Why it's registering that? Interesting. Maybe one last attempt here to get this up before I wrap up, and then I'm just gonna have to... I'll just throw this temporarily here. See if that... That's... Ah, okay, so it wasn't recognizing it in the... I just realized. Did I have that... Was that in my inventory? Of course, it's not going to show up on there if I have it in my inventory. I need to put it back in the EA system. Okay, that's hilarious. All right, I'm going to craft up another one of those. Just ignore that little derp. I think I had it in my inventory, so yeah, of course, it's not going to show up on the stocking input bus because there wasn't one in the EA system. Hilarious. All right, anyway, that's going to be for today, so thanks for watching it. Have a good one.